Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome back. Happy Monday morning to you. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. I attended a automotive swap meet down in Grand Prairie, Texas. Had a really good time, just kind of kicking back and relaxing. Sure didn't buy much, sure didn't find much, but nonetheless, it was a good time. And again, hope you had a great weekend. My name is Don K. Preston. I am the president of Preterist Research Institute of Ardmore, Oklahoma, and this is what I call my morning musings. Hey, a couple of things. Don't forget, just a couple of days left. Take advantage of the Acts 1 DVD series, 15 lessons, regularly $44.95 plus $4.95 shipping. Now, until the end of March 2015, special delivered price of $35. Just go to PayPal and send me $35. You got to make mention that you saw the offer on YouTube or Facebook and mention the Acts 1 DVD series. Okay, we are currently looking at 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. We come now to what many consider to be the absolute definitive proof that 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 has to be talking about some end-of-time event, end of the Christian event, etc., etc. It's 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 is the passage of appeal for the dispensational doctrine of the rapture. Well, 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 17, Paul said, "Then, which is the coming of the Lord with a shout, the voice of the archangel, sound of the trumpet, etc. Then we who are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds." Well, there you go. Now, what's interesting here is, first of all, in the dispensational doctrine, this is supposed to be a quote, invisible thing. That is, invisible to the non-believer. All of a sudden, people are just gone. Okay, airplanes fall out of the sky because the pilots are gone, blah, blah, blah. Well, aren't the clouds, if you're going to take things literal, aren't the clouds literal clouds? Remember Jesus being caught up in the clouds in Acts chapter 1? So if you admit that 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 is something that takes place in the spiritual realm, not visible to the physical eye, to the wicked, then guess what? You've just opened the door to Acts chapter 1 taking place in the spiritual realm, not seen with the human eye. But that's not what we want to talk about, all right? What we want to talk about is the fact that Paul says we shall be caught up together with him. Well, here's something you need to know. The word up is simply not in the text. It is not in the words. That is, the word translated as up is not in the Greek text. What translators have done is they have looked at the Greek word harpazo, and they have said, oh, well, Jesus is coming down, so he's up there, and we shall meet him, therefore it has to be going up. Well, yes, sort of, kind of, maybe, but certainly not demanded by the Greek word harpazo. This word only appears 13 times in the New Testament. Jesus used it in Matthew chapter 11 and verse 19 when he said, "Since John the Baptizer came, the kingdom of heaven has been preached, and violent men take it by force." Nothing about going upward. In Acts chapter 23, Paul has been before the Sanhedrin Council, and he has caused a tremendous dispute between the Pharisees and the Sadducees. And there it says there's a tremendous tumult. And when the Roman soldier perceived that Paul might be torn apart, he gave the command to come and to take him away. The words "take him away" being from harpazo. So the point of it is that the word harpazo doesn't indicate which direction. There is no direction in harpazo. Another example, and that will be sufficient. In Acts chapter 8, after Philip has taught the eunuch The eunuch goes on his way rejoicing, and it says the Spirit caught away Philip. No direction, certainly not up, and it's not down. Only context can demand a directional thing. So, when someone tells you, well, it's demanded to be up, what we would say is, if we look at the imagery of Christ in the clouds, then yes, we could allow the significance of up. However, and you have to catch the power of this. The next few words in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 17, completely negates the idea of a rapture. And we're going to talk about that in our next segment. In the meantime, you need to get a copy of my book, We Shall Meet Him in the Air, The Wedding of the King of Kings. I discuss harpazo there, but I most of all discuss the next few key words, i.e., we shall meet him. This is going to blow your mind, all right? So, go to my website, eschatology.org, bibleprophecy.com. Order the book, We Shall Meet Him in the Air, The Wedding of the King of Kings. Mention that you saw the offer on Facebook or YouTube, and I'll refund your shipping. Thank you so very much for joining me on this morning's Morning Musings. We'll see you on the flip side.